It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Have to wait? What are we waiting for? Oh, I don't want to go.
We're joined in the media center by Clint Bowyer, driver of the number 07 Jack Daniels Chevrolet in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, fifth in the points in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series chase for the championship, and also the points leader in the NASCAR Nationwide Series as well. Clint, thanks for coming in this afternoon. Why don't you talk a little bit about your expectations here for Charlotte this weekend?
Well, they're high. You know, we ran second here last year in our chase efforts, and it's a big part of the chase right now. We just come off at wild card track at Talladega. We got through that and got a little bit of momentum rolling in here. We ran well at Kansas on a big track, which is something we haven't done in a long time. I kept making mistakes, but we run well, and you know, looking forward to it. I just wish, you know, if we're home, I wish it would let us qualify and do our deal, or not and go home.
If you have questions for Clint, we've got a wireless mic. Please give us your name and affiliation.
Mark Ashenfelter with ESPN. Were you in the Nationwide garage for the incident between Kevin and Carl earlier today?
I don't know what you're talking about. Were you?
I wasn't.
Was it any good?
Sounds like it from what...
Oh, I'm not supposed to know what you're talking about. I don't know. It was, I think they were talking about a golf game last week or something. Something I missed. Yeah. You know, I thought I was going to have to get a laptop out and instant message you guys to get the questions, but the way everybody's head's down, as soon as you asked that, you got everybody sparked some interest. It was a joke.
Stick around, the 7 and 9 material shows are totally different material. Is that true? On a more serious note, Tom Jensen from SpeedTV.com here. You're 152 points back coming in. How critical is it that you close that gap this weekend? And if you don't close that gap, are you still legitimately in title contention?
Well, I mean, it's got to close pretty quick. You're running out of time. I mean, we're halfway through right here, and we got to close that gap. Hard thing is you're trying to close a gap on a team that's 2-time champions and know the way around the block. You know, these boys have done this, and they're very good, and they don't make mistakes. You know, they always seem to take a bad weekend like they did at Talladega, went a lap down early and didn't seem like it had a strong car, survived the melees and got a good finish. That's what you have to do to win championships, and they continue to you know, set the pace for all of us. You know, if they stub their toe, we got to be there for the taking, and certainly a good run here can you know, do just that.
Kenny Bruce, NASCAR Scene. You guys haven't won at Childress a lot of races this year. Is it frustrating? I mean, to run as well as you guys have, is there frustration that you're not winning races?
Absolutely, there is. I mean, we're solid. You know, we're consistent. We are doing a really good job with what we have right now. I really feel like you know, we're off on speed, obviously, or we would be winning races. But you got to play the cards you're dealt, and I think we're playing a really good hand right now. I think you know, there's no question we have to find that speed. But until you do, you can't step out of bounds and make a mistake or try to make something happen that's not there. You got to get 100% out of the box you're in, and I feel like everybody at RCR is doing just that. And we have to find a little bit in a lot of different areas. It's not. You can't ask to look at the engine shop on a Monday morning meeting and say, if you give me 15 horsepower, we're going to go to winning races and being more of a dominant fixture. That's not the case. It's just a little bit everywhere. We got the people, we got the resources. We just got to get a little bit better, and it's hard to do that when you're as close as we are, and trying to find, you know, that one little thing. It's not that one little thing. You're not going to find that. It's a bunch of little bitty things.
ask a quick follow-up to that. If your guys do find horsepower, because if people think, well, you know, if we had more horsepower, it'd be better. But if you find more horsepower, does that change the setup of your car? I mean, all of a sudden, if you've got that, is it going to lead? You were talking about the little things. Are other things going to have to change when you find that?
Well, I think it definitely. I don't think it changes the setup of your car. You know, you're thinking if you got more horsepower, you're going down the straightaway faster, you're getting in the corner faster. What's that going to do? No, it doesn't do that. You have to have your chassis and the components to get the most grip out of those tires to go through the corner too. I'd give up 15 horsepower for a mile an hour in a corner in the center of the corner. That's where you win races on these racetracks. And I mean, these things they're circle track racing for a reason. You know, those corners are where you get the big run and the momentum down the straightaways.
Bob Margolis, Yahoo Sports. Over here, Clint. Clint, how much more difficult has it become every weekend, knowing that not only are you in the chase, which is very important, but you're now in a pretty good battle for the nationwide title, and this is the closest you've been. And I mean, every year you've gotten close, and this year you can almost taste it. I mean, how difficult has it become being able to balance these two situations?
Well, it has been difficult, but it's been somewhat of a relief going over to the Nationwide Garage because we do have a decent pad. You know, I don't want to ever say that we have enough because it's not enough by any means. I mean, I'm nervous about that. And the closer you get to the end of the year, the more you are nervous. But it's been a relief, you know, all year long getting in a nationwide car. It just seems like the pressure's off. We go out and do our job, and you know, the success seems to be there in one way or another, you know, towards the front. Now this cup thing is just a whole nother level. That's where the worry's at. That's where the pressure comes from. If you're not running well there, life's miserable, period. And we had probably the roughest summer I've ever went through, you know, this year since we've been together as a team. We've had a lot of off-track things happen, you know, a lot of announcements, a lot of changing within our team that was, I think, a big distraction, a lot bigger than we had thought it was going to be or even realized that it was. And it's making the chase was a breath of fresh air on that side. We're all got a, you know, new hope, a fresh start, a new beginning, and back having smiles on our faces and having fun again, and also, you know, look at our results. I mean, we're back to running better.
It's not quite cruise control time yet on the Nationwide Series because you're still close enough to where Carl could get and bite you, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's 5 races to go. You know, all it takes is one slip up and he's back in the game. You know, we just can't afford to do that. We have to cover our bases. We have to make sure that we don't have a failure. And but as a race car driver, things happen. You have to surround yourself with good people. I got great people at RCR and that nationwide team. Dan Deringhoff and all the guys have done a great job. And if we keep going down the path we're going, we'll be fine. And that's the way you have to look at it. Anything can happen.
Anything else for Clint Bowyer?
Thanks, guys.